Hey, what's up, everyone? On CRL 360, I'm here today with my two co-hosts, Lachlan Martin and Isaac Edwards. How are you, boys?
Yeah, good
Good,
mate.
thanks.
Yeah. So we've got today a bit to get through on our first episode of CRL 360. First going to go through the power rankings, preseason power rankings.
I've actually gone through the trial games first. We'll go
Oh, trial games.
Yeah.
Games.
So
and then
yeah.
we'll just get trial games.
So personally, let's start with what was everyone's favorite trial game that they watched?
I reckon it was the Sharks and Panthers for mine.
Yeah,
I can't go past you there.
That was the only game I watched too, so I can't even say another game.
No, I can't disagree with you. I mean, I personally thought, I know you'll disagree, Liam, since you're Sharks coach, but I thought the two tries Panthers scored to begin the second half. What good tries were they? Holy moly!
Oh, it was annoying though. They ran around defenders. I was not happy with my defense there. Wasn't good.
I mean, you did well yourself, the boys, to drag the game back into 1 point, which was, pretty good from you boys.
Yeah, but I was happy with that effort.
Another game that was really interesting, in my opinion, was the Raiders-Eels game. So, Raiders had so much ball in the first half, they just failed to cross the line, didn't they?
Yeah, they had so much possession, but they couldn't build anything off it.
Like, they kept getting repeat setup. I think they've got about 5 line dropouts or something ridiculous. And the spot of this ball they had, Eels was still leading 12-6 at halftime, and then ended up winning the game 24-6. So, something that the Raiders would need to work on is their attack, which, considering some of the stars they have, you would have thought that would have been not a problem. But we'll have to see then.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's all the trial games wrapped up. Didn't really talk much about them, but I guess we'll go on to power rankings now then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got the power rankings right here. So the first team, the team in first after the preseason power rankings is the Panthers. They had a good preseason. They beat the Sharks. So they deserve to be first. Second is the Sharks. My team. What are our thoughts on the Sharks?
Yeah, look, the Sharks, they did play very well. There was a moment in the game where the game looked like it was going to slip out of their hand after the Panthers started the half well. But I think they did well to bring the game back to where it was at. Like, they could have let the game slip. Instead, they brought it back, and it took time. They didn't, think, oh, crap, we now have to get 12 points quickly. It took them, I think they weren't tied until, 68 minutes or something, so after they were down 18-6 after about 50 minutes. So they just took the time to get back to 18-all. And then it was unlucky the way the game ended with a Jerome White field goal. But they very could have easily won that game, the Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought after points, as we had have got down the field, I think we would have Nico Hines was going to try and attempt a field goal, but that just didn't happen. Nico Hines just it wasn't his fault, but we just couldn't get down the field, and the Panthers did off their set, so that's what won the game. And then
no momentum.
We had momentum. It was after points, so. That set was when I thought that was our opportunity to take a field goal. Because in rugby, as far as I know, the teams that I've never seen a team take a field goal after someone. So you don't have a point. I've never seen a team take a field goal. The other team take a field goal. So I just knew that after they took a field goal, we were going to score a try, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, it was pretty unlucky. I do think Sharks, I feel their key players would have to do better. And I think that's the scary part. Like, Jerome Hughes, he played awful. He was probably one of the worst players on the entire field. Yet the Sharks still lost to the team in number 1 in the power rankings at the moment by 1 point. Who knows, if Jerome Hughes was on his game, they might have beat them by 6 or 12.
Yeah, it's scary. Hughes has been told he needs to get his game up, or he'll have to. I think he's just getting used to the boys. I think there'll be no problems in the regular season from him.
But you would think Uppy would link up well with some of the Shark players, because half of them are from Storm.
Might as well just call them Melbourne Sharks at this point.
Yeah. He must have had an off game, because you would think he would link up pretty well with some of the boys.
Yeah, you would think. At 3, we have the Seagulls. Good preseason performance puts them up to 3. I like their signings. I didn't even notice what signs they make. They made I noticed they had a pretty different lineup.
Yeah, well, if I go look at their team list, so some of the signings, the big ones they've made is they've signed Mitchell Pearce. He looks to be partnering Daly Cherry Evans in the half. This is a very interesting combination, that one. They've signed pretty much a new entire backline. The only player remaining for the backline is, of course, Tommy Turbo and then Jason Saab. I think the biggest signing, though, has to be Harry Grant. He played really good for the Seagulls in the preseason.
Yeah.
And I think, he's looking to get out dummy half. You know, obviously Melbourne didn't make it into the competition, but he's going to be someone to watch.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I think another big thing is they've signed literally nearly an entire new forward pack. They have one remaining player from the forward pack from last year, who is Jake Trbojevic. The rest of it is all completely new. So, looking forward to see how they go this season.
For sure. All right, so in 4th place, we have the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Good preseason performance in their one game against the Roosters. They did well to come back. They ended up winning 34-24, was it?
32-22. 34-22, sorry.
34-22, I was almost right.
Yeah.
They did well. They were down. They in 2 early tries. They did well to come back and win that convincingly. So, pretty happy with that. Been pretty happy with their performance. If I'm the South Sydney Rabbitohs coach, so didn't do them well. To be in 4th.
Yeah, I think their team, I think they played well, and I think what the Rabbitohs coach is trying to do is trying to keep their boys together. He hasn't gone on a massive signing spree, at least compared to other clubs like the Seagulls, who have 4 or 5 players from their side last year. They've signed quite a few new. They've signed good new guys when they need the guys. They've got a new wing center combination in Olam and Kotrick. They've got a new halfback in Kieran Foran to replace the departing Adam Reynolds. They've got a few new players in the forward pack, but other than that, they're pretty much trying to keep their lineup from last year. And I think they can compete. I don't know how well they'll compete though.
Yeah, pretty. Wombat, you got any thoughts on that?
Getting Kieran Foran would help a lot, like Lachlan said, replacing Adam Reynolds. But other than that, yeah, they're looking all right to me. I think they'll do pretty fine in the season.
All right. So in 5th, the Newcastle Knights. Any thoughts? So I didn't see too much of them. They were okay on the preseason trials. 0-1 their preseason trial. So any other thoughts on them?
I think I think with the Knights, they've signed players when they need players. They've got new half combination this season. Cameron Munster and Chad Towns. Really looking forward to see how they go. They've got pretty much a new entire backline. Brian Toll and Xavier Coates on the wings. Bailey Simonson in the centre now. I think they'll do quite well. I just don't know how. I think they could finish I think they'll be a team they'll finish probably from 4th to 8th. I have them quite high because I think they competed against the Seagulls for the most part. Obviously, they've been heartbroken with Mr. Pearce field goal, which won them the game, but it's just to see how they go for the season. You got any thoughts, Wombat?
Wombat, any thoughts?
We may have lost him.
We may have lost the Wombat.
All right,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Difficulties. So we're talking about the Knights.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Knights. I can't wait to see their new halves. Actually, that's going to be pretty interesting to see how them two link up. Townsend and who was the other one? Townsend and
Cameron Munster, who's a big in.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they play together. But other than that, I think they had a decent.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, preseason.
I'm interested to see how they actually go because obviously they've signed. I'm interested, obviously. So if you look at team lists, we can actually see what the name at the moment is. Obviously, that could potentially change. However, they had Matt Duffy playing fullback in the trial match. Obviously, they've now signed Townsend and Luke Brooks, who seem to be playing one is off the bench, one is starting role. And Cannapong switched at fullback. Do you think Cannapong is about a 5'8" or fullback in here?
I would say probably a fullback because you got Munster at 5'8".
I just can't see him fitting in at 5'8" and that with Munster there.
Yeah, well, unless they do what they do in the
Yeah.
trial match and switch one to the halfback. But I don't think Munster's a down and out halfback either. I think he's 5'8". I don't know. I feel like that'd be too much pressure to put him at halfback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Munster's better at 5'8".
I guess we got the sixth team of the power ranking, the Brisbane Broncos. But obviously this is your team, coach. How do you think you guys will go this season? What have you been doing to prepare for the season?
To be honest, I think we'll go pretty well. It's just I was testing some plays in the trial match in different positions. To be honest, I thought we were gonna win, but other than that, I think we did really well against West.
Hey, the thing I think about the Broncos is I just don't think I don't know about trial matches. I don't think the result matters too much. I would be taking an L with my boys too. Like I took an L to the Panthers. I'm happy to take an L against the Panthers if it means I win beat the Panthers in the regular season. So.
Yeah, obviously, like it's just a trial match. Like in the long run, nothing matters in it. Like you're not going to go back and sit here and be like in the wooden spoon. If you lose every game of the season but won the trial match, you're going to go, well, at least we won that one game against the Panthers, or at least we won that one game against the Broncos. Like no one's going to think that. They're going to think, fuck, we lost every game this season. We're shit. Like,
That's true.
Yeah. So I guess the seventh team of the power ranking is the Raiders. Now, a lot of people predicted them to finish quite high. I mean, we had them quite low on the power rankings, don't we? I think it's because they had a pretty poor loss to the Eels, didn't they? They weren't really
it's
the
kind
greatest.
of a shocker, to be honest with you.
I don't think that. I don't even know. Maybe they deserve to. Some would argue they deserve to be even lower because they're like they lost the Eels and the Eels are below them on the power rankings. Wait to see where they come, but I think the Eels maybe could be above them because that was shocking from the Raiders. A bit of a shock loss.
Yeah, I think the reason personally I think they should be a bit higher than the Eels is I do think they have a better lineup. So in the long run, I do think that they will start to gain some momentum at some point. But if they're going to play like that all season, it could be a long season for them. They had so much ball. They had to score. They should have got more points than 6.
There is no excuse for that there's no excuse for not winning for having no ball or anything like that because they had they had so much ball.
They even ended the game with having more ball than the Eels despite losing 24-6. 51% of the ball to 49%. And they lost by 18.
That's shocking.
Like, they should have. The Eels' defense was incredible, not taking anything from the Eels. But the Raiders attacking on their line, they had no spark.
You can't take anything away from the Eels, but when you have that much opportunity, you should score. To be a CRL team, you need to be able to score on teams' lines.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I guess we're going to the 9th team in our power rankings, the Eels. What's your thoughts on the Eels? Obviously, we're just talking about them. I guess this sort of goes on.
Aren't they 8th?
They are 8th. Did I say 9th?
You said 9th. Yeah.
I meant 8th. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
With the Eels, in my opinion, it was kind of a shock because a lot of people had them pretty low for their ladder predictions and all that. But they definitely showed Raiders that you don't always need the ball to win a game, I guess. A lot of possession.
Yeah, I mean, it took until, I think, 35 minutes into the game for them to get out of... 30 minutes into the game for them to be tackled outside of their 40.
Yeah.
they had no ball. Their first try was a kickoff gone wrong, like a kick gone wrong, and their second try, I believe, I don't remember what the second try was now, but like they probably got a bit lucky to be fair and to be up at halftime. Like they could have been behind, but don't take anything away from their defense. Their defense was brilliant.
You can't take anything away from the Eels' defense. Like, I'm not going to even sit here and bash on the Eels because they were just so good. I can't bash on the Eels possibly. Like, there's no way I'm going to sit here and bash on the Eels after their preseason performance. So,
I think most people had them finishing very low, which is probably, to be fair, probably a bit disrespectful to the Eels. Like, I still will have them, when we get to our predictions in a moment, I still have them pretty low. I know most people have them pretty low. I think it's mainly because I think the same problem is with the Roosters. They haven't made too many signings. And
I mean, at least they're keeping their boys together.
They're keeping the boys together. However, the team that they've named is going to compete in the 16-team comp, not a 10-man comp. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get on to our ninth team in the power rankings, which, surprisingly, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised about this. It's the Tigers. Not 10th, they're 9th.
I mean, they have a mess to clean up, but...
They do. However, they did beat the Broncos, so we have it 6. While the Roosters never really looked on against the Rabbitohs, so... I mean, I personally thought the Tigers had an excellent second half against the Broncos. They had Tama was running holes through up the middle. Their halves was working well. And that game they didn't have Adam Dewey. So I actually think that Tigers could be an underdog this season. What's your thoughts, Wombat?
Yeah, it was annoying to watch the second half, but I would have to agree with you there. They were making really good plays, getting up the field and just, executing and scoring tries,
Yeah, for sure, man.
I guess the final team on the power rankings, which again is a bit of a surprise, we actually have the Roosters last. What's your thoughts on this one, boys?
I don't know. When you rank the Rabbitohs so highly, I don't know if you can say that they're that low.
I mean, they weren't like they're pretty
much. Looking back at it, I don't know if you can rank them that low.
Maybe we could have them 9th. Maybe if we have them 8th and push the Eels and Tigers down 1.
Because maybe here's my thinking right here. I think the Rabbitohs, if Rabbitohs only won by 12, and they didn't do too much different to the Roosters, so I don't know how there's 6 spots between them.
We'll make a since I do sort of looking back on this now and realise that was a bit of a dumbass move. You boys happy if we'll move the Roosters up to 8th and we'll swap the Eels and Tigers down 1?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Wombat, you happy?
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Alright, cool. So mid-season power ranking changed. Now looking back on it, that was kind of stupid. Put them 10th, but let's guess we'll continue on to our ladder predictions. Liam, since you're meant to be the main guy, do you want to start with your ladder prediction?
Yeah, I've tried to be as most unbiased as possible here. So here's my ladder predictions. 1 is the Penrith Panthers. Yep, they were really good in the preseason trials. And they made some really good signings, underrated signings. 2 Seagulls. Yeah, they were really good in the trials. Picked up some massive buys, but something I like to say with the Seagulls is if their team doesn't gel, maybe they could flop. So that's something to watch out for. 3 is the Brisbane Broncos. 4 is my team, the Sharks. 5 we got the Canberra Raiders. Yeah, they were kind of poor in the preseason trials. Couldn't rank them much higher. 6 is the Knights. I reckon they'll be in it for most of the season, but they'll just fall away at the end from the top 4. 7th is the Eels. I think they'll just be a step below the top 4. It'll be just a rebuilding year for the Eels. 8th is the Rabbitohs. People would be shocked on ranking them this low. I just can't see them doing too well. I don't know. I just don't have that much optimism around them. 9th is the Roosters. Didn't do too much. similar to the Rabbitohs. I just can't see them finishing too high. And 10th is the Tigers. They didn't do too much, and their squad was already not too good. So, what are our thoughts on my ladder predictions, boys?
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, go on, Wombat.
I would have to agree with some of them. But I agree with you on the Tigers situation and the Eels. They just need to really sign some players, you know.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to be as unbiased as possible. So,
Yeah.
All right, I guess Wombat, do you want to go next on your ladder prediction?
Oh yeah, sure. So I got Panthers in the first. They just had a really good preseason against the Sharks. But then I got Sharks for second, as you know they nearly came back again. They came back in the Panthers game and all that, and I reckon their signings are good. They just need to. I think some of the boys would have to get used to some of the other guys, but other than that, I think they're gonna look good for the season. I got third for Manly. I think they're signed pretty well. I can't wait to see them in action for the season. I think some of their signings will be awesome. I got Raiders. The reason I put Raiders fourth is because they had signed pretty good guns. You know, you got Tamalo, the Hammer, TPJ. I think they'll do good. Then I got my team, the Broncos. I put them fifth because I think I have done some pretty good signings. And we did pretty well in preseason. It's just unlucky for the loss, but other than that, I put us fifth. I put Knights six. I think they'll have a decent season, but I don't know if they'll do too, like, not to be biased, but I don't think they'll do better than the Broncos. Then I got Rabbits seventh. Reason of that is they have a good lineup, but they don't have the halfbacks. When I made this ladder prediction, but it'll be interesting seeing their half combination because you got Taff, all that. Um, eighth, I got the Roosters. I haven't seen them do much really, so they're in the eighth position for me. In my ninth, Eels, they need to really start signing some people and build their team. And the Tigers, they're just a mess at this point. They need to really, because they had their second rower as a 5'8", but I think that's my that's my letter prediction.
Trashing on your younger brother, are you? The
Yeah.
battle of the bros. You better not lose
I just
now.
think,
You better not lose now. You've already lost one. You've already lost once. You better not. Do it again.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
I guess I'll go with my ladder prediction first.
Yep.
I actually have the Seagulls first. I think they made some really good signings. I think that they will just be one of those teams that will go really well in the regular season. I'll get to that in a bit. Second, I have Sharks. I think I actually have Sharks win the premiership from second. I think they have a really good lineup. I think they're on best. 17 is ahead. I think the best games are ahead of them. I can't see them finishing any lower than fourth. I have them second though. Third, I've got the Panthers. Now those Panthers, of course, did beat the Sharks. However, I think Sharks have a little bit of a lineup. Fourth, I've got the Raiders. Now I know the Raiders did do poorly against the Eels. However, I feel like that's just a bump. It's just a trial game. They could do definitely heaps better, but I think they would do heaps better. Fifth, I have the Broncos. Reason being, I think the Broncos have they're an interesting side. They of course lost to the Tigers, which is poor by them. But I think if that was, it wasn't a full length game. I think if it was a full length game, then they definitely win. Six, I actually have the Knights. Now we actually all have the Knights in six, in case you guys didn't notice. But I think that's a it'd be really tough for the Knights if they also get six, because we've all predicted them in six. Just missed the finals. Seventh, I have the Eels. Originally, I had them all lower. However, I have moved them up after their game against the bloody Raiders. I thought they were really good, and I think they've actually made some signings that I'll put on the rest of it. They've signed Nelson Solomon. He'll be great for them in the forward pack. They've signed Harris DeVita and Dane Gagger. I think they'll be great signings, so I really look forward to see how they go 8th. I have the Rabbitohs. Again, just like you, Liam, I don't think they've done too much. I don't think they have that good of a side compared to some of these other juggernauts. 9th, I have the Roosters again. Not done too much. They made one signing. And 10th, I have Tigers. They're just a mess. No goals. No, they're looking a bit tough. And yeah, that's my ladder prediction. And now, before since it was a bit late, we're now going to introduce Nice into it. We'll quickly add him to the VC. Hey, Nice, how's it go? Hey, Rahul, how's it going?
Good. What do
I realized I called him Nice when I was talking about him. This is Rahul Kowal. So hey mate, do you have a ladder prediction you want to give us?
All right, I'll go on. 1 Panthers, 2 Sharks, 3 Raiders. They had a bad game in the Eels one, but the side wasn't fully, done. 4 I got Seagulls. They've done a lot of good recruitment. Some questionable releasing, but yeah, apart from that, 5 Broncos. They have done some good recruitment. 6 Knights, just can't see it. They've just been taking, the gold and silver players. So, I got Roosters next. They still have a strong side. Eels, they did do well in the trial game, but I don't really see them, getting up from that. Then 9th we got Rabbitohs, just can't see it happening. And 10 Tigers, they don't have any goals. No notable players really.
Interesting. All right, so I think it's funny we all have Knights in 6. That is poor Knights guys. They're gonna become the new Tigers if they finish 6. Sorry, mate. I fill in the SRL. In the SRL, we finish 5th every year. Do you want before we go on
the Tigers.
before we go on to the SRL team of the year predictions and stuff. Who do we think would be the flop? Which team do we think would be the biggest shocker? Biggest team no one's gonna predict to do well but will do well.
I'm gonna go. If I'm gonna go a team, if I'd have to go a team, it's not in my. I'll go a team that's not in my top 4, because I pretty much predicted all the obvious ones in my top 4. I'll go with someone that would shock. I'm gonna go if someone could shock me. I'm gonna have to say it probably be the Eels.
Ooh. What about you, Rahul? Biggest are you here, Rahul? Or we lost him? Oh, I guess he's not here. What about you on that?
I would, to be honest, the biggest shock for me would have to be, I'd have to give it to the Roosters.
Ooh, so you're saying the Roosters could...
I don't know about the Roosters.
If I had to pick one up, I guess Rahul's gone. Alright, we've lost him. I think the biggest surprise team good for me could be I've tipped them at 6, so they can't improve that much. But I'm gonna say if the team's gonna really shock me, I'm gonna say the Knights. To just not go the best. Or not go the best, just improve dramatically. So yeah, I guess Knights will be it. Alright then, let's get into our SRT of the year prediction. What we're just gonna do is we're gonna say we'll go through the team prediction say fullback, and then we'll just talk about who we think could get fullback of the year. We'll start with fullback then. Who do you think overall could get fullback of the year? I reckon a big player to get it. Now this is saying that he could carry this team. I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Ponga challenges for it.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. Or I was gonna say Pappenhausen.
Yeah, Pappenhausen is another one from the Sharks. We've seen in the past that if your team's gonna do well, the fullback will do well. Which again would put Tom Trbojevic into the conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think
we're seeing the child games. Tom has been doing a lot of the work for them.
Yeah. All right. Who do we think? What about wingers? Who do we think will be in the wingers of the year? I reckon. I reckon a guy
Yeah.
that could challenge for it. I reckon we could see Tyler in there, depending on how he goes at his new club. See I can't remember.
Yeah,
He's home for the Knights. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him up there.
yeah. I was gonna say him, but I would have to agree with him for one of the winger positions in the team of the year.
Yep.
Another one is I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like some guy like Jason Saab or like I don't know I also wouldn't be surprised to see like Bailey Simonson be up there, like just a shocker like him, like some random ass guy that like we would have never thought of.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much
Or
guaranteed.
it depends if where the Raiders play him, but
think
maybe
they're-
the Hammer.
I think they're playing him in the centers this year. We'll have
Okay,
to if
yeah.
Howard joins back, we'll have to ask him where he's playing. Which I wouldn't be surprised if. Sorry, go on.
If he does play wing, I feel like he will have a good year, and I feel like he would potentially
Be bad
be
on the
in the.
bin.
I reckon he'll be in the running up for the winger position in team of the year.
I reckon one who I've seen well training in training, doing well in training is I've seen Ronaldo Ruben Garrick, who's recently joined us, been really good in training. So, and Ronaldo Mortalo's also been working hard as well. He's been working hard, very hard worker. I've definitely noticed my wingers.
Yep.
Yep. What about centre? Who do we think for centre so far?
Center?
I think as we were saying before, if actually Rahal, you can hear us now.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us any scoop of where the Hammer will be playing this season?
Centers.
Centres. So as I was going to
Okay.
say, I think you could chance for centre of the year, to be honest.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
have to agree.
Another guy that I think played really well after he had a bit of a stumble in the first couple of minutes is I wouldn't be surprised to see Justin Olam challenge for that thing. He scored a great try to get against the Roosters. 50 metres he ran. So watch out for him.
Yep.
For sure.
Anyone else have anyone you think could get it, or just go on to 5'8"?
We just got a 5'8".
Who do we have?
5'8". I reckon.
I want to.
I reckon Hines, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hines. I would agree with you there.
Another guy I wouldn't be surprised to see challenge for. I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, maybe, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see a shocker like Mitchell Pearce get it. You know, he was really good in that trial game. I know I've said a lot of nice players, and just because they're who I'm thinking of. Maybe even like a Jerome Loy or someone get it. But I think the guy's a safe bet at the moment.
Yep.
What about halfback? I mean, the obvious one to say is Nathan Cleary, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you would share. I feel like I would say Nathan Cleary.
I wouldn't to be surprised to see like maybe even like an Adam Reynolds challenge for it, or like a Daly Cherry Evans.
No,
Yeah.
Daly Cherry Evans won't challenge for it. I just
He
can't
won't
see him.
challenge for it, but I would say Reynolds or someone like that would challenge for it.
Maybe even a Mitchell Moses. I mean, Mitchell Moses has a lot of speed on rugby like 4, so if he finds some space, he could be unstoppable.
Yeah.
That is true, but as we've seen before, halves don't step.
That's true, but we have to. What we have seen, we do see that half sometimes just get thrown past the ball into space on rugby like 4. So if he just
That is very true.
So if he just finds space and runs into it, he could like step the fullback, similar to what Cleary did when he got the offload. Just ran straight past Pappenhausen.
I don't want to I wouldn't be surprised. You may disagree with me here, but if West have a good season, I reckon Sean Johnson.
Ooh, that is it. I actually agree with you. I think if West are to have a good season, I think we'll have to see Sean Johnson and Adam Dewey play great, and see Sean Johnson have be going close to Player of the Year.
Because
I think
like
Adam Dewey, one of them two has to. I think Adam Dewey would have to be Player of the Year for them to do any good.
yeah, it's just I guess the West coach needs to get his lineups fixed. But I reckon if they do have a good season, Sean Johnson, in my opinion, would get halfback of the year. Depends how the other teams go too, I guess.
All right, so I guess the next one, and this is the forward pack is always very tricky to tip. Guess we'll start with the props. For me, the props. Do you want to go on? Sorry.
I'm gonna be. I do coach the Broncos, but usually Payne Haas always shows up to a game really well.
Yeah, Payne Haas.
So-
I want to be surprised to see him again. I also want to be surprised to see the Eels new to recruit Nelson Asafa Solomona challenge to it. I think he played really well against the Raiders, especially defensively. So just watch out for him to challenge for that.
Does
For
he
the
need to get
property.
vaccinated in this?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, we'll have to make sure. We'll have to make sure our player's vaccinated. I think.
Yeah,
we get,
but he's not vaccinated yet. I'll just
That's
I'll send him to the doctor right now.
He
yeah,
went-
he's just. I've just like stabbed him with the backyard needle, so he'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
All right,
Yeah.
enough with the
we'll be good.
R-rated jokes. All right, we'll go on to the I guess any other one else think for props of the year who could be there?
Mo. Big Mo.
Josh Papali'i.
Big Mo.
Big Mo. Who's Big Mo?
Fodawaker.
Oh, I could see Fodawaker up there.
His name.
Um,
I intend to play him. I intend to start him, but I was a bit late for my team list.
I guess we'll go on to hooker of the year. Now I have one. I want to see who else everyone else says because I have one of mine who I think is a pretty big bet to get. Who do you guys think will get hooker of the year though?
For me, it's gonna be a shock one, I reckon. But I would have to say, if the Eels have a good season, Reid Marnie,
Ooh, Reid Marnie.
because he is a good player when everyone else when they're winning. So I feel like if the Eels if they do get a good season, I reckon Reid Marnie will show that he's a good hooker, and I reckon he could be the running up for the team of the year hooker, in my opinion.
The player I reckon this is a big call, but I reckon Harry Grant's gonna get it. He was probably Seagulls' best player. He had a massive line break and gave a good ball out to his winger.
Seagulls.
Afterwards.
Oh my god, Seagulls. Oh my. Jesus. Seagulls are kinda I don't know.
You don't know.
I think good recruiting after Joey left.
We got sacked.
we
I
sacked him.
wasn't even I was gone for a good 2 to 3 hours on Thursday night when that happened. I was gone for it and I couldn't even find when Joey left. I just saw Joey as a fan and there was this new guy as coach.
Yeah, Joey got sacked, bro.
Because it was inactive. It was inactive for too long.
Yeah.
He also signed Tom Javovic on a 1-year deal, so it's pretty much certain to lose him.
Yeah, unlucky for Manly.
That would have been stupid if that actually held up. People could have Tom Dvorak on the market after one season.
Yeah, everyone would be going for him.
I think
Tom
it'd be- I think
Dvorak signs at the Tigers on a 5-year deal, set to be the
No.
face of the club.
Oh my god.
That would be
Sean
the most
Johnson and-
unrealistic though.
What I will say, though, I think
Yeah.
this is the same for the Knights coach. Seagulls and the Knights coach did very well to sign lots of players, considering they joined after the transfer market had already started.
That's true.
Yeah, I would have to agree there.
I think neither of them could finish getting 5 gold ratings, but they both got 4, and I think that was pretty good by them. I guess we'll go on to the second rower of the year. Who you guys thinking?
PPJ and
okay.
Fafita.
Yes.
I was actually going to say Fafita Pango Jr. and Fafita, so another guy I think could challenge for it is the other Panther second row, my man, Liam Martin.
Corey Heron.
I reckon Billy Army kick out.
There's a lot of options at the
happening?
second row.
I mean, he did good against his old club.
Billy Army kick out ran for I thought he was our best player aside from Cameron McInnes.
Yeah, I think he played really well, to be honest, actually. I do agree with you there.
He was he ran for 160 meters. He was awesome. He was running onto the ball well, ran some really good lines, and went over for that try. It tied the game up. He
Yeah.
was really good.
All right, and then I guess our final award, our final positional award, sorry, and then we'll get on to the special awards. Who do you think will get lock of the year?
McKinnon.
Tamalolo.
I think definitely McKinnon's. I told
Oh.
Wombat about this.
He did really good.
I told Wombat about this. The last 2 games I've simulated with Cameron McKinnon's at lock. He's scored 2 tries, both times.
I
What
think
he
he would
has?
100% help
I think
the Sharks.
I think 100%. I said Harry Grant for me was almost
Oh.
certain. I think Cameron McKinnon's is a very big player who could also get
He's a-
lock. He
I
could
feel
be a
like
lock for
he
the
would
lock.
definitely. It would be. I think he would get it unless someone random comes out and they play better than him.
Or
But
he gets
right now,
or is suspended for like a good part of the
or
season.
injured,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But for
I hope
now,
he
I
doesn't
would
do a
have to
high
say
shot.
Mickey.
It was like, oh, I want to be suspended. Sends a high shot. I hope he doesn't do that.
that would be
Maybe
that
talk
would
to
be
him.
yeah, man, that would be awful for you. Please, McKinnon's. I don't care what you do. Just don't
Just don't do a high shot.
don't take Tabalola's head off. I know you're pissed at him. Let it be, mate. All right, let's get on to best of the. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't ignore that. That did not happen. Let's get let's get on to I guess our special awards that we'll call them. So I guess the first one we have is best of the bench.
Savage.
Obviously, this one's a bit. Obviously, this is a bit difficult to predict due to the fact we don't know who's off the bench. But do you want to start with anyone that's pretty much certain to come off the bench for the majority of the season?
Xavier Savage.
I reckon could challenge for it. Now, obviously, I say this because Jaro can't really fit into much of the positions on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if Jaro goes there.
Who even is? Who did I put on the bench? I forgot who I even put on the bench. Trying to remember my utilities. I had Blake Brayley and Bo Fermor. Oh
I
yeah.
don't want to be a bit biased, but in my opinion, I reckon Reece Walsh for us could do pretty well if he has a good season. You know,
Kick.
Hmm?
What?
Shut up, bro.
Okay.
but I think Reece Walsh will do pretty well. Oh, that's what I'm hoping. You may disagree, but
Fingers
I don't know.
crossed.
I think it's a great, but I think if he has his game on, I think he would be a great, off the bench player.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Another guy I think who would also challenge for it. I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan Walker goes close for the Manly Seagulls.
Yeah,
I'm saying Savage. He's probably the second fast, extremely fast and can have good impact against tired backs and forwards.
All right, let's I guess we'll go on to the next award, which is the solo. I'm not going to sort of physically quick check. Is surprise packet. Now, surprise packet. This one's a bit up in the air what it means. So basically, it's basically the best player who is a bronze, the best bronze of the season, pretty much. Not based on daily points, based on what we think. So who does everyone think that will be, pretty much?
Milford.
Now, hear me out. I actually partially agree with Wombat here. I think he could be. I just have a gut feeling he's going to play pretty good for the Broncos.
He did so well in preseason.
I haven't really. Let me look.
Tom Starling.
I think Taig will. No, I'm not gonna say Taig.
I'm saying Tom Starling.
Milford.
Tom Starling.
Actually, it's.
Lucky in a sticky situation here.
Listen. Every single one of you guys are just saying your players from your club. I still think that Milford's my prediction at the moment for it.
I can't say Milford winning it, sadly.
What other goals are there?
I would have to disagree with you there.
Are you starting Selwyn Cobbo? Wombat, are you starting Selwyn Cobbo?
No comment.
Help me out here, man.
I think maybe Luke Thompson could win it. I think Luke Thompson would be a good bet for it.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tyson Frizzell.
Maybe. How is he a bronze?
I have no idea. Or Dufty, even.
Matt Dufty, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think Baptist stuff is gonna get much starting time though. I know he's starting the thing, but now they've signed Chet Hansen and Luke Brooks. There's no reason to bring him in when you don't need to move Ponga out the fullback role.
Yeah.
So I can't see him getting it. Let's move on to the next award we have, which is the Buy of the Year.
Is there only one player?
That's only one player. Buy of the Year.
See, I would say Sharks, but
I mean, surely it has to be one Sharks gold, like Poppenhausen or Hughes or Brandon Smith. We haven't even talked about
I'm
yet.
thinking Tamalo from the to the Raiders.
I could see it happening, but I just think it's probably gonna. I think my prediction would probably be Ryan Poppenhausen.
I would say
Carr could also have a good impact.
Sorry, what was that?
Josh Adokar could have.
I mean, he's a winger, and I think there's more players in field that will do better to get Buy of the Year, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think a winger's gonna get Buy of the Year, to be honest.
If I have to be dead honest, I would have to agree with Lachlan and May and have to go with Pappenhausen.
I'm saying Smith, Brandon Smith.
Brendan Smith.
I could see him getting it. Another player I think that could be criminally underrated in the new club is I wouldn't be surprised to see someone like Vanilla Blake get it, or Solomona.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I guess we're going to Oh, sorry, go on. Were you gonna say something, Liam?
No, I wasn't. I was just saying, come on.
All right. Let's go on to underrated player of the year. Fafita. This is gonna be a player that no one really talks about, so it's not gonna be like necessarily criteria similar to surprise back. It'll just be a player that I don't see. Like they'll play that we don't see many people talking about, including us. That is having a good season. We're just missing.
I erase Fafita. I will pick another one.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this one's a hard one to pick because now we're talking about them. We can't. It's hard to pick a underrated player.
Pardon?
I haven't seen Isaac Liu get a mention.
It could be him. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to predict this one.
Reed Marnie would be a good one.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've already talked about him tonight, so not off to a good start. Anyone we talk about, we can be yeah, but now we're thinking of them a lot. So it's hard to predict this one. So I think we'll just skip this one. Is that fine with everyone?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna say Stags, but yeah, we can skip.
I say skip because it's hard to predict underrated player of the year just because we
haven't really got to this season.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's go with captain of the season. What are your guys' thoughts?
I'm thinking
Marshall.
Who?
No, never mind.
It's captain, not coach.
Okay.
I have to agree. I think we should give it to Marshall too.
Yeah, captain.
He's done some great lineups.
For coach, we're talking about captain of the year.
Tamalolo. Leading a good player, and he's in the middle.
See, I would have gave it to Jerome Hughes, but after that preseason, I don't know. I'm in a pickle at this point.
I actually say that I think Cleary could challenge for it.
Cleary, okay, I'll have to agree with you. Because an experienced halfback as a captain will go pretty well.
I think the thing with Hughes is, even though he had a really poor performance, is that it's a competition mode, which is kind of different to a usual mode on Rugby League 4. So
yeah, that is true.
Just a casual game. So maybe Hughes could be better.
That is true.
Flopped. You don't know yet.
This is an award we actually can pick. I was thinking, we might not be able to. I think we can. This is the third last award we have to go through. Disappointment of the season. Biggest disappointment. Who do you think the people hyping up that might just flop under the pressure?
Just a player or
Harry Grant was that?
Yep,
Player
I reckon
or
Harry
coach?
Grant. He's gonna get so much hype, and I reckon he's gonna drop off.
Another
Player
guy
I
I think could.
agree with you there.
Player or coach?
I don't think he'll. I think another guy could be maybe someone we haven't even mentioned, like Cody Walker, could have a shit year. He was.
But
Yeah, maybe.
in my opinion, I would have to give it to Grant. I just feel like everyone wanted to sign him and all this and that, and then I feel like, he's gonna play this year and just drop off. Like I just have the feeling of him just not playing as well, because he's only a kid. So
That's true. Another guy like we could even see like Jerome Hughes have a shit season if the Sharks aren't going well.
well, that's a great start for him.
I
Nah,
mean,
we're not doing that.
I mean,
Thanks,
he did
mate.
have
Let's get
he had a
past
shit.
this.
I mean, even if Sharks go well, he had a shit game against the Panthers. So I mean, we could.
It's scary though. If he performs,
If he
like, that's
performed, you guys
scary.
probably could
If
have
he
won by
performs,
6.
it will be good.
If he performed against the Panthers, the scary part is you guys probably would have won by 6 or 12 instead of losing by 1. So I guess this one's sort of another hard one to pick. It's pretty much rating your tiers and how you think they'll go throughout the season. No picking yourself. Cough, cough, koal. Rahal Koal. No picking yourself. No saying.
Go on.
Alright,
Harry
I
Grant.
don't really know. It's
Coach
too early.
of the year. Who do you think will get coach?
Marshall.
You mean?
I just said no. I just said no picking yourself. I literally just said that. Koal. Marshall coach of the year.
No,
I was just
Okay.
joking, by the way. Coach of the year,
Fine.
I'm gonna go. Someone.
Manly.
So, coach. Nah,
Maybe-
that's too obvious. I'm not going the obvious one. I'm gonna go someone different.
You're right. I'm gonna go with Marshall.
I'll be back. My face is bleeding.
Okay. I'm gonna go coach of the year. I'm just gonna go coach of the year. Let's go with Ash from the
Ash.
Panthers.
Yeah, I think that's
I
a good
agree.
choice.
He's did a really good game against the Sharks, even despite not having as good signings.
Okay, for real, I think Sharks. I think Liam, you would probably get it. Just you need your halfback to do something.
Well,
Something.
you
I've
need
been
to
hyping
look
him
like
up in
in order to
training,
be a
bro.
good coach, you have to look like a good coach. So I'm also gonna
Well-
say I think a guy with a good challenge for it is I want to be surprised to see Goodwin. If his team plays well, he would have to be up there considering that they're not like performing on field.
That's a real
That's
Wayne
true.
Bennett.
If they're like,
Hey,
if
someone,
if his team would have to
there's
go well
always someone.
if they're
There's
not.
always there's
Sorry.
gonna be someone that gets the best out of their players, just no matter what. Like there's always gonna be one of them, and that's the thing. Like that's the guys you want. They're gonna get the best out of their players, no matter what.
Yeah.
So like, there's always one. Like Wayne Bennett, I think is one that gets the best out of his players.
Could we see that in the CRL? A coach that always seems to consistently perform with his players.
I mean,
Maybe.
if Wayne Bennett wants to sign with a club,
Wayne Bennett's got a announcement. Wayne Bennett signs with the Roosters. Roosters win premiership. Wayne Bennett signs with the Tigers. Tigers win premiership.
Wayne Bennett signs the Roosters. Headline of the CRL News 360.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess the final award we haven't talked about is the big one, MVP.
Me.
Milford.
Rahul, how could you even be MVP?
The MPV of
player.
coach.
Now in serious note,
Pappenhausen.
okay.
Yeah, I'd go Pappenhausen too.
I was gonna say like
It's
Trevor
Poppy
Cleary.
or it's Nathan Cleary.
I think it'll be Pappenhausen, or it'll be. I think it'll still be fullback. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kanaponga challenge for it though.
Yeah.
I was
I would
thinking
agree
that
with
too.
that.
Cleary. Oh, Cleary.
Yeah,
Nah, Cleary won't get it
Or
because he's a
Trevor, or Trevor,
halfback.
actually.
I just think it'll be a fullback.
yeah, I think it'll be
Tom
fullback.
Trbojevic.
Too. Yeah, Tom
It's always
Trbojevic could be up
fullbacks.
there.
Turbo, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, Turbo could be up there, I guess.
I just feel like Poppy would do good
Yeah, I just feel like Pappenhausen would do good because he'll be playing in a good side.
with his old teammates.
Yeah. However, I guess it's time
Andrew
to move on to
Orange.
the final segment of this thing. It's gone for nearly an hour, Jesus Christ. CRL round 1 tips.
Ooh.
First game of the thing, we have the Roosters taking on the Sea Eagles. Boys, what are your thoughts on this game?
Manly.
I'm gonna go Manly. I'm gonna go Manly. They're gonna struggle for the first half. They'll be down 10-0. I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go them to come back and win 11-10.
A big. That's an interesting
I just think
scoreline.
they're gonna get a little bit arrogant, and then they'll just get their boys will. They'll get a little bit arrogant against the Roosters, and then they'll be down 10-0 at the half, and then they'll have to come back, and then they'll lose 11 to. They'll win 11-10 at the end for a field goal from Mitchell Pearce.
I'm gonna pick a big scoreline. I'm gonna say Seagulls 13 plus. I
Yeah,
just
I'll
think
have to agree.
I just can't see Roosters getting close here. I think Seagulls have too good of a lineup. If I think if Roosters gonna win, I think it'll be because the players aren't gelling due to all the new changes they have in the club. But they do still have like Daly Cherry and Tommy Turbo there. So I think as long as those two players are there, it'll be hard for the Seagulls not to be competing.
Yeah.
All right, the next game is the Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. Grand final rematch.
Penrith for me.
Grand final rematch. Penrith straight away.
I think Penrith 20 plus.
Ooh, big
I'm gonna go
scoreline.
Penrith. I'm gonna go Penrith 36-0.
I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to say, I'm still going to say Penrith, but I'm going to say a much less score. I'm going to say Penrith by 4. I think that Rabbitohs probably have an underrated lineup here. I think that they won't necessarily be, obviously, I don't think they'll be like in the top 5 as the final system will consist of, but I think they'll be like, going good. Yep. I think they'll just go good against them. I think it'll be a story of Rabbitohs. I just have a feeling that the story of their season is going to be where they'll get really close to games and then lose them at the last second.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Rabbitohs. I'm going to say Panthers, sorry, by 4.
Okay.
Knights v Eels is next.
This isn't. Sorry, you go ahead.
I don't know why. I feel like this will come down to a field goal by the Eels to win it. I feel like this will be a close game in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure what the odds would be, but I'm gonna tip an Eels. I'm gonna tip the Eels upset. I thought the favourites will be the Knights. They've got all these new signings.
Surely odds would be in favour of the Knights. Surely.
I think they would be, but I'm tipping the Eels here. I just have a feeling that the Eels are gonna shock them.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Eels by 4.
I'm gonna Eels by 1.
Okay.
The next game, the second last game of the round, before we get to the Battle of the Brothers, is the Raiders versus the Sharks.
Raiders win.
Thank you,
I would have to give it Sharks. I think Sharks by, I want to say 5 points.
5 points. So what you're going to say, they're going to kick a field goal and go over for another try?
Oh, no, 4.
I was going to say.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I reckon Sharks. They just have a better lineup.
Yeah, I'm also going to tip. I'm also going to tip the Sharks. Since we've got the two coaches in here, do you guys want to have like a rap battle of histories or something while you guys move here?
Right now, but
I'm not in the mood for that, mate.
Alright. We've got the final game to be on the Battle of the Brothers. We saw this game in the trial match, sort of a bit of a preview. We're seeing it again. Who takes it?
I can't say this Broncos losing twice. The Broncos will win. One bet win the Battle of the Bros quite convincingly.
I'm gonna say 13 plus.
I'm gonna go 20-4 in favor.
I agree with
the
Liam.
Broncos.
Can I agree with him?
You can.
Sure.
I agree with Liam.
Well, but you do realise that you're gonna get so much insulted next week if you lose this game.
By who?
By me. I'll make fun of you.
Okay, thank you.
If you lose, I will definitely. And in case Marshall isn't watching the games, I'll be atting him, telling him you beat your brother.
No, he's been watching them.
He's
watched all of them.
Oh, has he? Yo,
Yeah.
Shout out to Marshall.
He's been watching more than me.
Shout out to Marshall.
He may not watch him live, but he does catch up.
Ooh, yeah, shout out to Marshall, mate. You're a legend. There we go. Well, shout out to
I am a legend.
Cooking.
Huh?
Sorry, I took a break. I was cooking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think is that it for tonight?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think so.
We're gonna end. Do you want to wait 20 seconds just so we can end on an hour?
Sure.
we have 17 seconds on Wombat. Tell us a joke.
Actually, end it at 59.
Wombat, tell us a joke.
What are you
West
guys eating for
Tigers.
dinner?
What a funny. We
Where's
have 5.
Tigers?
That's gonna be it for tonight. See you guys next.